I lost my identity, who I thought I was. So can I be really honest with you about something? Because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I don't think that anyone is saying this out loud. Everything I see about aging well, every ad, every magazine, every video, every social media post looks nothing like my life. And I think that maybe it doesn't look like your life either, because I think what aging well looks like in the version the world wants to sell you looks like this. You get up early, you stretch, you eat a healthy and clean meal. Your home is beautifully minimized and simplified. You go to lunch with your friends. You travel to beautiful places with your very handsome husband. You have meaningful friendships. You glow from the inside out. Your hair is perfectly coiffed. Very often, it's a beautiful white. And your skin is glowing. Even though it's obvious that you're older, mysteriously your skin doesn't have a lot of wrinkles. Certainly not on your forehead. There are whole industries built around this. Supplements, the right skin care, how to dress so you look younger, how to have your home look perfect. And of course, you don't put things in your home that are out of date and make it obvious that some kind of grandmother lives there. I'm not saying that that's bad. Some of those things are genuinely helpful. For instance, I stumbled on a video one day about a lady who was teaching you how to do your makeup when you were over 60. And she showed the trick of putting a little dot of concealer here and here after you've done your eye makeup and then blend it in up like this. And it does make your eye look better because, sometimes when you put the eyeshadow on, it gets a little bit too far down and that drags your eye down. And so this kind of lifts your eye up and makes it look a little cleaner. Here's what bothers me about all of this. It's performance. It's about aging gracefully from the outside. I don't know about you, but that's not my life. I retired early, not from choice, but because of health reasons. And at first, honestly, I was devastated. I lost my identity, who I thought I was, what I was able to do for the world and for my family. It was all gone. Because you see, the aging well that I had in my mind before I retired was completely different than it turned out to be. I always thought that I would work well into my 70s. My grandfather used to say, as soon as you retire, you die. And he worked chasing his cows around. He was a rancher until his 90s. I was feeling pretty good. I had fibromyalgia, but I knew how to manage it. And so it really wasn't causing me serious problems. I loved working. I loved the attention I was getting. I loved that people came to me for advice and I was able to mentor people and that I was able to support my family very well financially. It made me feel like I had a place. I had something valuable. And then it was gone. It was gone. It was all gone. I had this idea that when I finally retired, I would have the health and the energy and the finances to do whatever I want. We could go on vacations to a nice place. I could go through and repaint my home and fix things that I really wanted to fix. I could really spend a lot of time with my grandchildren and do fun things with them. But my body rebelled, and my body made it so my plans just basically fell apart. So I really want to have a conversation with you today, not about healthy aging tips from a wellness influencer, but from me, 68, living this life and what I'm learning and how I'm adjusting. Let's talk about what aging gracefully means to me, 68. With my life completely altered. It's me waking up in the morning and not knowing how I'm going to feel that day. Some days I wake up, I have energy, I feel ready to do things. I look well, my family notices I look well, I'm cheerful. I go out and I work in my yard, I do chores around the house, I do hobbies, things get done. I feel so productive. I make myself meals. It's great. And then other days I wake up and it's obvious that I'm not going to have a good day. I'm all achy. I'm really tired. My brain is not functioning well. And I can tell I just have to knock it off. I have to do easy things. I have to rest. If I don't, then I'm going to go downhill. It's going to get worse. And the only way for me to get back to the point where I can do things is to take that time. And I had to learn, and I mean really learn and accept that both kinds of days are part of the same life. It really caused me to experience some grief. And I don't think that we talk about this enough. The grief of getting older. The grief of losing who you were before and all of the energy you had and this perfect picture you had in your mind, how things were going to be. And then when it doesn't work out, you grieve it. It's just like, I've told this story before. When things happened and I lost my teaching career, and that was the only thing I'd ever wanted to do, I grieved it. It felt like someone had died and I had to find a new life. New things to do. And it's the same when you get older and you retire or your life shifts, grieving what you were, what you thought it was going to be, and learning to love and accept and be grateful for what your life is now. You'll have to forgive me if I'm rambling a bit. This is like if you came to a house and you were sitting at my kitchen table and I made you a shaved ice and we started talking about what it's really like to get older, what we are experiencing. These are the things that I would tell you. Because it's so easy that when we go online and we see perfection and we see AARP ads with those beautiful people, I don't get that. We're older and I don't see representations of so many of us. Just these beautiful, serene people. There's an ad that I've seen where an elderly couple who are beautiful, they were like model beautiful, they're sitting in bathtubs on a cliff, holding hands and looking out over the ocean because that's one of the things they've done when they're retired. When you see that stuff, it's so easy to slip into, what's wrong with me? Why doesn't my life look like that? If you've ever had those kinds of feelings, especially like when someone's telling you should dress a certain way so you'll look younger, or put your makeup on a certain way so you'll look younger, or wear your hair a certain way so you'll look younger, you're not alone. That's not what most people look like. So what happens when life doesn't look like that? It doesn't have the aging well, perfect look. What happens when those aging tips don't work or they don't account for chronic illness or financial problems? Often those financial problems are caused by things that you have no control over, although people who have great bigger retirements often assume that if you just managed money as well as they did, then you would be set too. But I can tell you, it doesn't always work out that way. What happens then? Well, this took me a long time to figure out. Something unexpected happens. Actually, before I get into that, if you find yourself relating to any of this, you might want to think about subscribing. Okay, where were we? Oh, I know. When I got sick and I had to slow down, I had to give up a lot. I had to give up and let go of performing, of keeping up, of having the energy to do all the things I wanted to do, of seeming smart, of being able to plan things and make great decisions because my brain just doesn't work the way it used to. And letting that go, which really honestly was not an easy process, and it's still something that I'm working through. But in letting go, something unexpected happened. I became more present than I have in years. I stopped being lost in my head and thinking about all the things I needed to do at work and taking care of everyone all the time and just being present. I'm noticing how beautiful the mountains are when I drive up the road. what an awesome thing it is when the light goes across my yard as the sun comes up over the mountains, of looking out my window here onto the deck and seeing all the fake flowers, the cheerful cushions and things I have on the porch. That just makes me smile. I just sit and look at it. Of walking around my yard and feeling the grass under my feet. Of sitting in my living room and slowly working on a puzzle. Of how happy my family is when I finally bake a treat. And what it feels like when I feel good enough to bake that treat. Of just sitting there and being grateful. There's a kind of simplifying that happens when life narrows your options, and it's honest. It might be the most honest thing that has ever happened to me. I know it might sound strange that chronic illness or limitations or even grieving what you have lost can be a gift. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt. It does. Sometimes it really hurts when I see that the stairs are really getting dirty and I don't have the ability right now to clean it because that makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes it hurts when I see all the damage to my bathroom cabinet that needs to be fixed and I just can't do it right now. That can hurt. What has come out of it for me on the other side of learning to accept it, to age gracefully in this way, is an acceptance of myself that I don't think I had before. So what does aging well actually look like for me and my life? It's not a skincare routine. I just can't do those. And honestly, in the end, all of our skin ages. And even the people in Hollywood who do all these fantastic things to their face still look old. I got news for them. They still look old. It's not a stack of supplements. Maybe they make you feel a little better, but they don't stop you from aging. It's not a perfect home or perfect clothing or wonderful trips and activities and all these things. It's just not. To me, aging gracefully means being honest to myself, to the people I love, the people I'm meeting, about the life that I'm actually living. Not the one that I planned, but what it's like for me every day, and accepting that gracefully and with gratitude. I mean, some days you just show up and you have energy and you're glowing and you get so much done. And other days you show up for yourself, but in a different way. It means not doing anything, maybe wearing your pajamas all day long, maybe just grabbing whatever is convenient and you can manage out of the refrigerator, keep yourself alive. You're just trying to get through. But both kind of days are part of your life. I am 68 years old. I've experienced my share of hard. I am still here, just learning what this season of life actually means for me. I am very blessed in that I had a very good example of what aging gracefully looks like in my mother. She was someone who was really active and really smart, could outthink a lot of people, learned Spanish and went on missions with my father, and she was one who always wanted to look right, wanted the house to look right, was really concerned about those things. And then she got older. She couldn't do all the things she could do. Instead of grieving that, she just kind of accepted that those things were changing, and she turned to things that she could do. She did a lot of reading, a lot of studying. One of her favorite things was watching Rick Scott, I think it was. Was on PBS and he traveled. He made lots of travel videos. She was learning about the world. She read the encyclopedia and she just slowed down. And then at the end, when she lost her sight, she was still graceful about it. But I can't do some of the things that my mom did that I always thought I would do when I retired. Like my husband and I really wanted to go on some missions for our church, and my health just puts us out of it. We can't do it. So I'm doing what I can do with family history. I did learn that from my mom. When you can't do what you thought you were going to do as you get older, you find other things that are fulfilling. And I know this, I want to age gracefully inside and not try to have a wonderful Instagram life or Pinterest life or even YouTube influencer life. Just a real honest life where I am grateful for this time of life because it's taken so much pressure off me. I can wear my hair any darn way I want. I can wear makeup or not makeup. If I wanted to, I could let my hair go gray. I'm choosing to color it right now. I can wear the clothes. I can have my house any way I want. Really can do any darn thing I want. And there is power in that, and I love it. So if you're still here and you're trying to figure out what you can do to have the best life you can under your circumstances, maybe you have health challenges, maybe you have other challenges, I want you to know something. You are aging gracefully, even if no one is filming it. I hope you'll drop a line in the comments because I truly want to know what you think. I want you to know that I read every single comment that you make, and they mean a lot to me. And I hope I see you again. Bye.